What's up, y'all? This is Panama Steve at Pacific Vibes. I got my main guy, Lots, right here, an old friend.
Yeah.
Not old in age, but we've known each other since the 90s, so it just seems like forever, man. It's a real pleasure to have you here. He's been an inspiration of mine. He's been dedicating time to educating children. We met originally with music, and in MMA. So, I love all three of those.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for those that don't know you, please introduce yourself and tell everybody about you, bro.
Bless up. Thank you for having me. I mean, your family. So It's an honor to be here in your little space and to witness your growth and to see you doing bigger things and the big person that you are, what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's an honor. My name's Lakshman Drivas. I'm not a San Jose native. I'm from Jersey. Yeah. Born in Jersey and came out to Cali when I was young, though. So I'm basically a California resident.
How old were you when you came out?
7.
7.
Yeah. I moved from Jersey to London. I went to kindergarten in London, or preschool.
Really?
Yep. And then moved from London to Santa Cruz. And then from Santa Cruz to the east side of San Jose. Yeah.
Right in the heart of San Jose.
Right in the heart, yeah. That's where I learned all the madness. That's right.
Wow. So you jumped around quite a bit before you got over here, huh?
I did, man. Well, hopped overseas a little bit and became a young world traveler and experienced a different, aspect of life in my family. My grandma's over there in London. She was a Black Panther out here in Oakland, but she was born in New York, but her mom's British.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a whole, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a trip. So, yeah, man, I'm just trying to better the world as much as I can.
Hey, Kyle, can you grab me that piece of paper that was right there, please? Sorry about that.
Oh, you good?
Yeah. So, I'm sorry. Go back to what you were saying.
I don't know. We could just read. We could go off these.
Right. No.
And then
I appreciate it, man. I didn't dot my I's and cross my T's. Right. Like
life, bro. We can't keep everything in order. That's just the way it is.
But yeah, no. Obviously the first question is where you're from and everything, and but so you were right here in San Jose since you were like 7 years.
I was right here. Yeah, East Side. I grew up until I was 14 when I moved out. I was forced out to live on my own when I was 14. And I bounced around a little bit and stayed with some of my dad's folks because he was overseas. And my mom was going through some turmoils in life and figuring out her own stuff. So, yeah, I bounced around. I was on the streets a little bit. And then when I got a little older, I ended up with a fellow friend of ours, Defiance, Isaac. I ended up with his family, and they took care of me.
I heard his grandma took in a lot of people, right?
She took in people, man. She really, if it wasn't for her, I don't know where I'd be.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I heard a lot of good things about her.
She's a blessing. She's blessed. I send out big prayers to her because she's not doing well right now. Man. She's getting older. I think she's got cancer.
Man, shout out to Isaac.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in years. It's always good to see him.
Yeah. I don't want to go into that.
But if you talk about the old school, tell us a little bit about like Chaotic Souls and all that. When I first met you, like in like 99, 98 or whatever year that was back then.
Dog, that was crazy. Yeah, so Chaotic Souls is an acronym for killing all of the ignorant concepts so others understand life's source.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah. So it was how Chaotic Souls started was with Isaac, Defiance, Sutan, which is Tracks a Million, and Brandon, Nomad. He's out in Oregon. I think someone else, but I can't remember. But that was before me. So that's how it started with them.
But Trax was in there.
Trax was the first Chaotic Soul member.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah. Trip out. Like, I went to Trax's house a couple times when I was young. And then he just blew up after that and left us in the dust. So, and we just kept doing our little.
So when did T.O. get up in there?
T.O. got in there. We started like venturing out. So we met up with Seth. And then Seth introduced us to T.O., who was making all the beats and had this little spot up in San Francisco.
Right.
So we went over there and he was making beats and doing things. And I wasn't even rapping at the time. I was like this little poet. I was trying to be cool. I just write poetry about life and stuff like that. And I didn't really rap because I don't know. I wanted my words to come out with some oomph instead of like all the beat I was doing in coffee shops and just.
I remember seeing you at a coffee shop back in the day.
Just doing poetry and shit like that. But then when the beats started coming, I started getting inspired, and Tio was making the beats, and we'd all go over there like all the time. I mean,
which is arguably one of the best musicians I know in the Bay Area. That guy plays every instrument.
Every instrument. That's true.
I didn't realize that because I seen him at a show that you guys did back in 2000 or something like that.
Yeah.
In like an alley in the Tenderloin. Yeah. Right. And this fool like freestyled a beat in front of everybody. Mm-hmm. Like he was just in his own world. And I remember he busted out the didgeridoo and all the everything. Like he did the bass line, he did the piano, he did everything, right? But everything you can imagine, horn, whatever he had. And it was always like something like elegant, Yeah.
And he didn't even know how to play all of them back then. He would just find the note and he had an ear and he'd do a little 4-bar loop, right? Like with certain, now he's well versed because it's been many, many moons.
Right.
But he didn't know all the instruments, but he'd pick up a violin and just figure it out and then just create a 4-bar loop and create madness.
Crazy beats.
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's like one of the first times I seen him like get down. Yeah. Like I heard his music, but then I seen this guy do this.
Yeah.
I was like, what? This is like a whole show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And then one time I happened to see him like trying to wait for a cab in Frisco. Mm-hmm. I was out there with a friend and we were leaving the club. I was like, what's up, T.O.? What you doing? He was like, oh, I'm just waiting for the cab to go home. I'll give you a ride. I went back to his crib. This fool in his all the way around his room. You've probably seen it.
Instruments everywhere.
Crazy.
CDs everywhere.
I had to ask, bro. I was like, do you play all these? And he's like, yes.
Yeah.
I can play every single one of these. This is after he already like graduated.
Yeah. He definitely can play every single one. I was just with him. What was I with him? Christmas Day. Yeah. I went over there to his mom's, and he always does a Christmas dinner and invites me over. Got to see his kids are grown. Well, not full grown. One of them's about to be 18, and the other one's, I think, 11 or 12. Saki.
The older one, she's a musician too or something, right? Didn't she get down?
I think they dabble. They both dabble. I mean, you got dad doing music all the time. And they've been going to shows since they were in the womb.
Right.
So it's like...
It's in the blood.
It's in the blood.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, I hate to say it like she don't have a choice, but...
I mean, it's there. It's there.
Right, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
No, if you don't mind, let's talk a little bit about like your background and like not only work but like personal.
Okay. Right now I work as a middle school counselor. I'm on my 13th year.
That's what I was about to ask.
Yeah. I'm back. I've been in the same neighborhood that I grew up in.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Props, bro. Big time, right?
Bless
there.
up. Bless up.
Talk about giving back to your community.
Bless up. Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. That's so I love what I do. I love.
So you were at San Jose High. Now you're at the.
I was never at San Jose High. I'm across the street from San Jose High.
Oh, okay.
So it's a middle school called Sunrise Middle School. It's across the street from San Jose High.
That's cool. Did you go to that middle school?
Nah, I've been there since it started. It's been around for 13 years.
Oh, okay.
So I've been there since the first year it started.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you like growing with it?
I'm growing with it. Yeah. I'm a part of the DNA of the school. I feel.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like the backbone. Huh?
I don't think I'm the backbone. But
how many other
DNA?
How many other people have been there 13 years?
One other person.
Wow, y'all, that's you and that person.
The founder.
Right.
Yeah, the founder.
That's
in there.
That's a beautiful thing. Props.
Yeah, bless
Big
up.
props.
Bless up. I've seen so much crazy transformations and different things that have happened with our youth over the years, from 13 years ago through the pandemic, and all the stuff that these kids are going through with technology, and like just the crazy difference in each year as we get more technologically advanced. I'm seeing, I don't want to say demise, but like the downfall of our youth.
And what do you think? You think the technology is taking it away? What you think about?
I think it's technology. I think it's parents. I think it's society. I think it's what they listen to, because they're taking stuff so literally these days. Like when I was a kid and I'd listen to gangster music or some hood rap stuff, like it was an art.
Right.
It wasn't like, this is my lifestyle. Like I don't want to roll around and shoot somebody's house up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'd listen to songs that did that, and that was just like, that was the art, that was the music.
Right.
These kids these days, some of them, not all of them, some of them are taking it really literally, and they're going out there doing really crazy things, which I'm seeing. But I do see the beautiful side of things too. I mean, just today, I got hit up from one of my old students. I think he's got to be 19 or 20 now. And mind you, I work in middle school, right? So he went through high school and graduated.
Right.
He hit me up and he was just like, "Coach, I need a friend right now." And I was like, "Yeah, let's go." He's gonna come to my gym, come take a boxing class, and we're gonna go out and have some coffee or grab some lunch and just talk about life, because that's what I wanted to be when I set up my roots at this school. I wanted to be someone that they can come back to.
Absolutely. That's mad props.
Bless.
I mean, I can only imagine what the role that you're playing and continue to play.
Yeah.
Right? You said this dude was there, 8 years ago or something, right?
Yeah.
So imagine what could happen in between that time, and for him to be able to come back to you as like an uncle, or, you know what I mean, a mentor.
Yeah. And
maybe you can wake him up a little bit.
I mean,
and then how many other lives, how many other people are counting on you like that, bro? I can't even give you enough props for that, bro, because there's a lot of troubled youth out there now more than ever.
Yeah.
Big time. And it's sad to hear it. And I didn't even realize it till my friend's daughter was going through something. And they were backed up like 2 months for a psychiatrist to talk to a child, a child psychiatrist, a special kind of psychiatrist. And she had suicidal thoughts. It's hard to even say it like that. Yeah. And we're talking about a child.
It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And so 2 months?
Yeah. That's insane.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't make sense.
You
but if we were in another neighborhood or somewhere else.
Right. Have somebody talk to him tonight.
Yeah. Right away.
Right.
But it's because we're in where we are or where we're at, and we're people of color.
Right.
And, it's a hard thing because they don't have these things in our schools. Like, luckily I'm there, and we have, my school's really big on having a circle around the kids. So we have a lot of people that are there to help support them with things that they're going through. I was the first. So I'm like the guy. I'm also take kids out into nature and things like that. But to have that is rare these days, because even big schools, you have 1,000, 1,500 kids, and you have one counselor for that many kids. Like, how are these kids going to have?
Impossible.
Yeah, it's crazy. But they need it more so than ever. But back in the day, we had it. Mm-hmm. When we were kids, there was more counselors available. There was more people. That's how I got saved. If it wasn't for counselors or certain people that came into mind, because I was a little punk-ass kid rolling these streets.
Right.
Acting dumb, and got kicked out of all my schools and, everything like that. So I am these kids, so it's not like I'm doing something that's like I learned at school or I went to college to learn. No, these kids are me. Right. In the same neighborhood that I grew up in, with the same problems that they walk home with, being, confronted by gang members or drug addicts or, crackheads out in the street showing their things around, like it's nuts that these kids have to go through that.
Or even a crazy ass environment at home after you go through all that.
100%.
Right.
And a lot of kids don't even want to go home.
Right. So then they're going to be exposed to this.
Yeah. So they stay on the streets instead of going home and unfortunately, it's not necessarily all the parents' fault. It is some. Parents need to wake the fuck up.
Right. A little more assertive.
A little bit more. Like I don't cuss a lot, but I feel like parents should wake the F up and know that what they're doing or what they're not doing for their kids is going to create our future.
Right.
And if they could just love a little bit more and express, that's what I see. What's going on is that these kids need more love, and they need someone that shows that they care. And I guess that's who I am. You know, for a lot of them that don't go home, I'm the only one that maybe have given them a hug that day, or for that whole month. But I that's who I am, because I know how much, like, hugs and telling somebody you care about them and like all these things, how far it goes.
Right.
With us, with me even, man. Just you telling me what you said in the beginning, like, means a lot.
Bro, and you know it's real.
Yeah, I know.
You know it's real.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, like if I could, and I hate to even say it like that because we all can. I mean, I have people that can count on me, and they know that. Mm-hmm. And who knows, you know what I mean? Like, I've been there for so many people.
Yeah.
You know? But like the level of dedication that you've given, like, straight, like what you're talking about, like, you know, you've been there since day one and you ain't going nowhere. Mm-hmm. And this is crazy because, so people know, like, you know, like, this guy's dedicated his life to helping out children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And like, you know, there's all these things that I like, you know, the music, right? Mm-hmm. You know, initially, mm-hmm. right? And then, you know, we all trying to stay in shape these days, right?
Yeah.
So, and you know, all these things involved, but more than anything, just giving back to your community and to the children and being someone that someone they can count on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's big. That's huge. Because I was a troubled youth myself. You know what I mean? I was a knucklehead. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I got kicked out of a couple of schools. Mm-hmm. I could have easily went down that path. Mm-hmm. I was pointed that direction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I woke the fuck up.
Good for you, man.
Straight up, bro. And there's only so much that, you know I could be a good influence for kids and everything. But, you know, and I hate to even say it, but this is the truth. I'm really money oriented. Mm-hmm. So it kind of, you know,
I agree.
But nothing but props your way,
because I'd be struggling.
Right. But, I mean,
I'm struggling like a mug.
Right.
But I can't not do anything else.
No, you got to have it's like, you know, I've been practicing over the last couple of years with my kids, you know, having the balance. Yeah. Right. So, you know, you're out of good. Your balance is all like this. Like, you've just dedicated all your time and a lot of the time and effort to these kids, but that's going to pay you back over the years.
It already has.
Yeah.
It already has. Like, just having my dude call me today. Right. Like, that's payment right there. Like, no amount of money is going to give me that feeling of an adult who's an adult now, but it was a kid when I was working with them, that they're looking to me to help them through their life issues as an adult, as a young man. So, like, for me, it's like, wow, like, I must be doing something right. Like, for them to even reach out, because a lot of kids don't even reach out.
I got too much pride.
And then and a lot of people don't even know how to work on knowing their feelings anymore, because they're so consumed with technology and social media and stuff. Like, it's hindered our emotions. That's what I see a lot of with kids. It's either hinders them or makes them tenfold. Right? Because I don't look like this person online, or I don't have this money, I don't have this.
No, it's crazy, the whole, and it's not just with the youngsters, but obviously it's going to evolutionize. Right? It's not just with the youngsters.
No.
Right? Because we're in our 40s. Right. Yeah. We're in our 40s, and these fools are flossing and doing whatever the fuck they're doing. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Flossing and I got this, and I'm over here, and I'm over here now, and you know, my ladies, you see what's her name and what's his name is that, and like, yeah, keeping up with the Joneses, how they say, right? But you know, it's it's about what you feed your brain.
100%.
You know what I mean? So
100%.
if you have like I saw this meme not so long ago. If you get on Instagram and it makes you mad and you're getting aggravated, then you're following the wrong people.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because you should feel good, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Or be entertained or be educated or something should be enlightening you. Not,
I mean, that's all in. That's all in there. Like
Right.
you can choose what social media path you want to go on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
1,000%. So it's sad to see, you know, everybody, you know, the new era, the next generation
Yeah,
being influenced on, you know, whatever is popping or the fad or, you know, whatever clothes cost, who knows how much. Like,
right.
you need to, you know, concentrate more on yourself.
100%. Yeah,
Right.
I agree with that. That's why I love taking kids out into nature. I love my favorite thing is taking a child that grew up in my hood
Right.
and taking them on a field trip, and they'd be like, I've never been to the beach before. And they're 20 minutes away from the beach.
Yeah, I've witnessed this too. I can't
It's
imagine.
crazy to me. But the look on their face and the feeling, like you just see their whole insides light up.
Right.
And they're just like connected to the earth.
And you just did something as simple as take them to the beach.
20 minutes.
Crazy.
20-minute drive over the hill, and I just changed this kid's life just from that. I didn't even have to say nothing. Just take off your shoes, put your feet on the earth in the sand, and feel that vibration.
Right.
And you know, we all have it, but we lose it as we get older. But a kid, like once you connect that with a kid, they're just like bling 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 bling, like all these little. What do they say when you get high or you do something like all those little
I forget the name for it. Endorphins. And
yeah,
shit?
whatever it is.
Right,
So all that stuff lights up. But we get that in nature regardless, right? When we connect with the earth and we do things like that. So that's like one of my favorite things to do is to take kids to the beach or camping or up into the mountains. I take kids backpacking, stuff like that, just
That's
to connect.
beautiful, bro.
Yeah. Especially, you know, kids that might never, ever have a chance to do that. Like they live in a household with 10 people in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Just can't. I can't. I don't want to say can't afford it, but they just don't have the know-how to go hop on the bus, that Santa Cruz bus, and get over there and make it happen.
$6, you can hop on the bus and go over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Change your kid, change your nephew or whoever's life.
Well, it's also the time too, like, and adults these days are so flustered themselves in their own world and trying to make ends meet that they forget about the other people in their lives' journey or their pain or their wants or desires because they're just tired. They hustle. They got to put food on the table. They got to pay the rent, which I'm not mad at that either because I know they're just trying to provide. But there's simple things like you just said, like hop on the bus.
Take that 20-minute drive.
Yeah, do that.
You know they got a car.
They got a car. Well, one of them's got a car.
You know what's funny too? I got to mention real quick, man, that I remember going to Candlestick Park when I was like 10 years old, and the oldest one of us was like 12.
Yeah.
Right? And we hopped on the buses that had the extendos. And I like look back at it like, man, my mom and my friends' moms and then let all of us go to Candlestick Park.
Yeah.
You know, at
no
10
cell
years
phones.
old. No, there ain't no cell phone. Right? Yeah. So this is the least they could do. Go to Santa Cruz.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm blessed that we got that because the kids these days don't got that. Right? Their parents are too scared to even let them out the house. So they don't get to go out and they're stuck in these 4 walls and that's what gets them. But for us, like I didn't have much, but my mom was like, just come home when the street lights come on.
Right.
Like go have fun. Get the hell out of my house because you're going to drive me crazy. And I'd grab my skateboard and I'd just skate all over the east side. That's what I did. That's what kept me out of gang life. All that's my skateboard.
That was before the skate parks.
That was before the skate parks. That was when we were getting chased out of schools and different places because they didn't want us anywhere.
Right. Anti-skater.
The
security guards.
I loved it though. I loved being the
I never skated, but all my a lot of homies skated, and I seen all the funk they got into with everybody, just pissing everybody off. Yeah. This was before they had the bumpers they put on.
Oh, I loved it. I loved causing a little bit of havoc. I was always a little rebel.
That's crazy.
But now I'm a rebel for good.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Tell me a couple of like your like inspirations. Like, what inspires you?
There's so many things that inspire me. I mean, I walk out. I had a friend tell me the other day, because we went for a run, because I'm a runner and I love
Big
running,
time.
and I like to connect with the earth and myself. But we went for a run and we were doing some miles, and he was like, "Yo, this fool, we're running and this fool stops. Guess what he stops to do? Smell the roses." And I said, "Yeah, like I stopped to smell the roses because I enjoy the roses, dog. Like,
What's wrong with that?
what's wrong with stopping and smelling the roses?" But that's the kind of stuff that I'm on. It's the simple things, bro. Like, I don't need nothing crazy. I want to stop and smell the roses. I want to stop and help somebody in need. I want to take my shoes off and put my feet on the grass or the dirt to get those energy from the earth.
Right.
There's like my student calling me today. That's what keeps me going. My kids growing up, they're grown. My daughter's 19 and my son is about to be 27 this month.
Is he that old?
Crazy, dog.
That's crazy.
And you've known him since he was
Right.
like a little
Wow.
baby.
20. Man,
Dog.
he's like a young OG.
Oh man, I told him I was like, "Yo," he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm getting older." I was like, "Yeah, you're 3 years to 30 now." I was like, but then
Wow.
with saying that, I'm like, "Well, how does that make me?" You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I'm getting up there, but I feel good, and I think that's.
You look good, brother.
I appreciate you, and that's because I stay active and I stay
yeah, you do.
observing and I stay connecting. I think when we stop doing that, that's when you start aging. When you give up, like a lot of people just give up, and you could see it in them. Like
Right.
we have friends that don't look our age. Like they're like
They burn the candle
they
at both
burn
ends.
both ends, bro.
Right.
And I'm just like, man, just stop and breathe. Take deep breaths.
Right.
Like go outside. Like give thanks
Right.
for just the sunlight on you. Like the simple
Yeah.
things that nobody does anymore.
Go put the sunlight on you for a second. For real.
Go out there and like, oh man, thank you for this warmth.
Right.
Thank you for this vitamin.
No,
that
it's
you're giving me.
insane that you would even have to convince somebody to do that.
Oh, more so now than ever.
Right. No, even older people
Yeah.
like we're talking about. Like, come on, man. Oh, it's hot. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, this is what you need. Get that vitamin C on that
Yeah,
skin.
100%.
You know?
100%.
Yeah, it's interesting the
Mm-hmm.
people's take on things.
And I love people, and I love all the quirkiness of individuals and who they are, and I think that's what makes this world go round, is that we're not all the same, and
Right.
we're all different. But I like to bring an awareness of, so people can just open up their eyes a little bit and just see like what they might be missing out on, especially the kids.
That's beautiful,
Yeah.
bro. That's beautiful. I mean, like, just to change the subject a
Yeah.
little bit. So tell me how you got started in music, teaching, and MMA, because like I mentioned a couple times, you got the little trifecta thing going
Yeah.
on. So
Yeah.
let's start with the music. Like, you mentioned it a little bit earlier, but when did you like start actually like, transitioning from the poet to the rapper?
I see. So I met something clicked in me. I went to this little space, and somebody came through with a bunch of drums, and this dude was gonna teach us how to connect with rhythm, and so I started, like, I just sat and I did my thing and I listened to what he was saying, and then after, like, as I was playing and after he came up to me and he said, "You got that natural rhythm. Like, have you ever played a djembe before?" And I said, "No, it's the first time I've ever played it." And he told me that I had it in my, I mean, we all do. The rhythm comes from our heartbeat,
Right.
It's the oldest drum that we have. That's where all drum comes from, is from our heartbeat. And so that inspired me. So I went and found someone. My drum instructor was Mamadou. He's from South Africa. He's passed now. He was a local legend out
Oh,
here.
yeah,
in
name
San
sounds
Jose.
familiar.
Yeah, Mamadou. He was out there doing major things, and I went to him and I learned from him, and I made my own drum with him, with the skin and everything. Like, did the whole nine.
Really?
And it really connected me. It really connected me to heartbeat. and what that was. So that was my first like, all right, I don't want to just write the music or the rhyme. I want to be the music. And that's where that took off from. Yeah.
And then so teaching, you said 13 years ago. Is that the first time you started teaching, or were you teaching before that?
I was teaching before that. I was working at a high school before that for almost 2 years on the east side too, because that's just my home. I vibe with my fellow east siders.
15 years deep in the
I'm 15
education.
years deep in the education, yeah. And I started there. And then what got me out was the MMA, martial arts, because while I was doing that, before that, my mom passed away. And I was raising my sisters, right? And I had my 2 kids, so I was a single parent of 4 kids. But I was like, I needed to do something with my energy because I was losing my mind. Like literally didn't know what to do with myself. I was drinking every night and I was popping pills, and I didn't understand like this pain and this, like, why am I in this position that I'm in?
Yeah, why me, right?
Yeah, like I'm 24 years old with 4 kids and I'm a single person and I have no lady or nothing. It was crazy. So I decided, like my dad told me, he was like, you should do Krav Maga.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're going to learn anything, learn Krav Maga.
The craziest, nastiest shit.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, all right. So I went and found a school and I started and I was like, oh man, this is what I've been missing. Mm-hmm. Like this outlet. Like I've been seeing counselors since I was 3. Right. Like just
that ain't working.
That didn't work.
Right.
But like just learning my body and learning how to defend myself and to feel confident in myself, especially growing up in a rough neighborhood. Like I throw hands, right? But that's
Standard,
all we did.
Right.
Yeah, we threw hands. Like we didn't know what we were doing. We were just throwing hands.
It was the 80s and 90s. Yeah. That's what you do.
Yeah. But so now I'm throwing hands with some skill and I'm learning, and I picked it up really quickly. And then I started becoming, and like they saw me and they asked me to be an instructor. After years, right, of me just dedicating and putting in that work, I became a level 1 Krav Maga instructor. And I loved Krav Maga because it was like, this is like if somebody came at me, like if a gang came at me, right? Like 4 dudes,
right?
And they had a knife and a bat. Like that's the kind of stuff they taught us. Like I was like, oh man, this is my everyday. Yeah, I got this.
I seen this last week.
Yeah, I got this. So like I just took off on that and I loved it. And then following that, I was like, because they had multiple art forms at the gym that I was working at, and I gravitated towards Muay Thai, and I fell in love with Muay Thai. I just loved using all my limbs, every single thing that I could think of.
Yeah, your kicks are wicked.
Yeah, I loved that. So I like transitioned from Krav to Muay Thai, and then I excelled in that too. And then I started coaching that. I was coaching level 1 Krav, and I was coaching like a cardio Muay Thai class. And I just fell in love with like learning it myself, but then being that person that's teaching other people. And because I remember myself being that blinded youth walking into this gym, not knowing shit, but street fighting.
Right.
Like to be like, wow, now I feel like confident, and I feel like I could defend myself.
Like a real weapon.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm not though, because I don't think of myself as a weapon.
No, but I'm saying when you're fresh into it.
Oh yeah. When I was,
you think you could beat somebody's ass, but you're throwing these haymakers or whatever.
Oh, I got you know, I got smacked down real quick. You walk into those type of gyms with your little street bullshit.
Right. That ain't gonna fly.
No. I got humbled really quickly, and I accepted the little beat downs. And I said, I'm going to learn more, and I'm going to push harder, and just to be a better me, right? So I did that, and I've been teaching and coaching, like kickboxing. I'm still doing it. I just taught a class on Wednesday. I teach a class on Sunday. I love it. I was teaching kids boxing for a long time. Yeah, it's like it's a part of me, and that's it's mainly for fun because I enjoy coaching people that were like me and giving them that confidence. So, yeah.
So like if you were to do it all over again, if you were to talk to a 20-year-old version of yourself, or maybe 24, I don't know what exact age, what would you tell yourself? How would you do it different?
Honestly, the only thing I would tell myself is to love myself more. I think that's where I messed up the most because I didn't love myself. I was doing all these things, but I was drowning myself with alcohol, and I was popping pills at that time, and stuff like that. And I didn't even know the concept of loving myself. But now I know that that's all I got. You know what I'm saying?
Most important, right?
Most important. Everybody can disappear, dude. But if I have love for myself, I'm going to flourish regardless.
You're good.
It doesn't.
Right.
I don't need nothing from anybody. I have everything I need within me, and that's what I would tell myself. You have everything you need within you. You don't need to go look for love from some woman. I love women,
Right.
but you don't need that to be happy.
Absolutely.
Right. And so I would go back and tell myself just to love myself more. And I don't need anything from anybody else, that I have everything I need within me.
That's a beautiful thing, bro.
Yeah.
No, that's real. I agree 1,000%.
Yeah.
I've asked the same question to multiple people, but yes, I agree 1,000%, brother.
Bless.
Like, what would you think? Where do you see yourself, like an end goal? Like, where do you see yourself in 10, maybe 20 years or something?
I'm on an island, bro. I'm on an island.
I got a Panamanian one if you ever.
I know you do. You've been inviting me to go there forever. I definitely need to make that happen. So I'm right now. I'm on my almost third year of starting Heart Workers Union. This is my little.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is me, Heart Workers Union, and we are a nonprofit. We have a fiscal sponsor, and we do things with youth. Where we take kids.
Congratulations.
Bless up.
Wow.
I mean, it's just what I do. But we our big goal right now, we're on a small scale. Right now, we're just like helping kids in our school because my partner, Al, who's a local MC, that fool Al.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I remember when I saw that video, and then yes, I follow that page and everything.
Okay.
Sorry.
Word. Yeah. Dope.
I didn't put everything together till right now. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So he's my partner, and he's a local
Small World. Yeah, I know him through Zig and all these other local artists as well.
I love that cat, man. He's got a big heart, and he loves his craft, and it shows. But he also really cares about our youth that we work with.
Beautiful.
So we started this together, and the way we started it was like we'd have kids that were like their shoes were talking.
Right.
Like you're over here, you're in my running class, you're running in some beat up Air Forces, like that are flopping around. I'm like, nah, I'm going to buy you some shoes. So I'd go buy him some shoes. And same with him. He would like, oh, this kid needs some food. The family needs food. So he would buy some food for the family. Yeah. We'd come out of pocket on all these things because this is our community. These are our kids. And I don't think it stops at just a job. Like if I'm going to work with the whole kid, I'm going to work with the whole kid. And that's their heart too. That's their spirit. That's everything about them. And if I see somebody in front of me that's in need, and especially if it's a youth who is relying on adults to help them, but a lot of adults can't help them, I'm going to do my best to help them. So we've raised money we had a homeless family. We put them in a hotel for a week. Right, just what are you gonna sleeping in your car with 3 kids? How are you gonna get your mind out of that? You need to get out of that. So we decided we're like, all right, we're gonna pay for a hotel for this family, stay at for a week.
Wow,
that's how you can get your mind out of it. You don't have to wake up in your car and like you got to shower. So we did that. We had kids that don't have insurance, rotten teeth. We went and paid $500 to get this kid's tooth pulled out. A lot of things that you don't even think about, but so many families and so many youth go through. But there's no organizations that are in those little nooks to find these kids that are really, really suffering. But we're in it. So we decided to make, and Heart Workers Union because we're heart workers. That's what we're doing.
Right.
We're using our heart. We're
Beautiful.
working with our heart. So when people donate or they buy a sweater, they become part of the union because it's
I'm getting two.
because it's all the money goes back to them. We don't profit.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we're not profiting
Beautiful.
on anything. Like the only thing I profit off is getting a free sweater. But like that's it.
Right.
Like it's literally like all the funds go to helping these kids.
Man.
In every
That's
single way
crazy.
that they need.
Mad props for that.
Bless up. So that's what I'm hoping the next 10 years I get this flourishing. My guy is going to move to Humboldt and he wants to start it over there. I'm here for another year or two and then I'm out of San Jose. Like
Get out the rat race.
I've been here for too long. My kids are gone. They're in Arizona. I don't have no family here besides y'all and your family. But I just feel like it's my time to take what I've learned here and who I am somewhere else and to help another.
Consider Panama, Bocas del Toro, Panama.
Man, I'm considering everything.
It's
and I
really
need to
up
be,
your alley for what you know, the peace and the love and the education that you can enlighten people with, and you know what I mean. There's a lot of talent out there.
Yeah.
I'm planning on doing a nonprofit soon.
Okay.
Educational and sporting goods being sent down to Panama.
Bless up. Big
Bocas in particular.
Bless.
There's a lot of impoverished there, and you know, there's just talent everywhere.
Yeah.
That's never going to be discovered.
Yeah.
You know, until somebody, you know, if you build it, they will come type attitude, right?
That's the way it is.
And it's funny because the last thing I was going to ask you was something for the youth, but we haven't been talking about. We haven't stopped talking about the youth the whole time. But I mean, if you have like one thing in particular that you want to say to the young folks out there that might be, you know, looking for something, you know, looking to discover something or find themselves, or go ahead and just shoot something to the youth out there.
Man, I say reach out, because that's a problem with a lot of youth, is that they don't reach out for help, and they don't speak their full heart. They might speak their mind. That's completely different than their heart. All of us go through life on a daily basis, and we speak our mind, but we don't speak from our heart or our gut. Right? The real shit comes from the gut.
Right.
And I would say to learn how to speak up from your gut. Learn to speak up for what you need. Ask for some more love if you need love. I tell my students a lot, sometimes it takes a youth to tell their parents, I need you to tell me you love me.
Right. So the parents wake up.
Wake up.
Right.
Like, why is a kid got to tell me you love me?
Right.
That's crazy to me. Like, tell your kid you love him. Give him a hug. Dad, I want you to hug me. Dad, can we go?
More affectionate, right?
Something.
Right.
And so that's one major thing, especially with the youth these days, is they don't speak up and they'll hide behind their phone instead of saying their feelings. To reach out, speak up, speak from their gut, speak from their heart, and ask for what they need in a good way, and to put down that damn phone once in a while.
Right.
And look up and enjoy the drive, enjoy the outside. Because you see kids these days. I mean, I take kids on trips all the time, and I have to make a rule that there's no phones, right? So they do look outside, because a lot of kids these days, they get in the phone. I mean, even my friends, like I'll get into a car with friends, and I'm like, damn, this little 2-year-old's got an iPad back here. Like, why isn't that kid looking outside?
Right.
Why has he got an iPad right now?
Right.
Like, he's 2.
Right.
Like, this is crazy. So I disconnect and reconnect with yourself. And I think that's going to be the hardest part, because we didn't have to go through that. We got to connect with ourselves a little bit. Right. We connected with our friends in a different way than these kids do these days, because they don't connect with their friends in the same way. They connect. They're more deep online than they are in person, and they don't open up. So I just put the screen down, speak your heart, speak from that gut, and let out those feelings, because if you don't, it's going to hurt you in the long run.
Beautiful, brother. I like it. 1,000%. Put that phone down.
That's right.
Right. I got to tell some of my grown friends that.
Oh,
sometimes.
Man, all the time, dog.
Tell them where they could find you, websites and IGs and Facebooks and all that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm old. We're in our 40s, so we got Facebooks. So you can just find me, Lakshman Drivas, on Facebook. Nobody does that no more these days, though.
Right.
I think it's a wrap. But you can find me Coach_Locks, LAX, Coach_LAX on Instagram. And then you can find me at Heart Workers Union on Instagram, too, if you want to support the youth and be a part of this movement and become a heart worker. Show up there. Shoot us a message.
I'm getting 2 hoodies right after after we wrap this up.
Bless up. Big love, big love.
It was a super pleasure.
Oh, man, such a pleasure.
Yeah.
What an honor. I feel honored, man. Like,
thank you, brother.
I appreciate you and all that you're doing and your success, and to having a platform for people to come up here and like speak their mind.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, man.
That's what it's all about.
It really is. It really is. And to sit, like, I don't think enough dudes sit and talk about real stuff like this enough.
Never.
They don't talk about their gut.
Right.
They don't speak from their gut.
It's not hard enough.
Yeah, it's not.
Right.
Yeah, but I think this is important, especially for the youth to see.
Right. Mental health, what people
Yeah.
are talking about
Yeah.
these days, especially for the kids, man.
100%.
It's one thing, we're grown ass men, and and we come from our era too.
Yeah.
Just suck it up, man up.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, quit. What is it, Debo? Quit acting like a bitch and come on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we're just quit acting like a bitch
Yeah.
and come on.
Yeah,
You know
you
what I'm saying? Right.
Okay.
But these kids these days,
Yeah.
you can't even think about
No.
saying something like that.
Say
So
nothing.
I think that, yes, we need to focus on each other, get to know each other, get to ourselves better. I love your take on it, bro. I agree with you 1,000%.
Big love.
Hell yeah.
Bless.
It was good to have you here, Lach. Pacific Vibes right here. Take care of yourself. Until next time.
Peace and love.